Guys, did you watch the documentary by Duncan Ahemba painting a picture of what the 2007 election was? That was massive rigging. In fact, the guys who are in charge of the rigging did it with impunity. If you have not watched this documentary, please take your time and go watch it.
Escorted down to the basement by my bodyguard Nimron Bai. We got into a GSU vehicle. That tape was escorted to Broadcasting House with about 15 GSU vehicles. Waihenya took it and queued it.
I'm telling you, things are happening in this Kenya. The kind of criminal acts carried out in this country in the name of election, then people just get away with them. No, this one has to stop. People like Mutua, people like these guys who have been mentioned, these people who have come out to actually confess, these people should not just be let go scot-free like that.
So everything was on me. Okay? So I remember that Sunday, Kivuitu now was actually cracking at the pressure. And he announced, he said, I can announce these results from a ship, from the forest, from anywhere where KBC is. When Kivuitu said that, calls started coming in from very senior people whose name I want to mention now. They asked me, okay, look, what capacity do you have? Can you announce these results from Abadeas Forest?
And you see, because there is enough evidence now, heads should start rolling. These people should be in jail as we speak. You see, because we cannot tolerate any nonsense as per now. We know what happened. It is evident that they did it and people lost lives. So this is not negotiable. The government of the day should take an action. These people should be extradited. They should be in jail as we speak. What they did to the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and his people in the year 2007, the people who died, the innocent people who lost their lives just because somebody wanted to stay in power, then here we cannot mince our words. These people should be in jail at all cost, because we cannot sit and watch when we know that this is what they did. Therefore, let the likes of advocates Apollo Mboya continue with this petition so that these people rot in jail, because there is no justice that can be equal to the lives that were lost in the year 2007. Just imagine a politician in Kenya, a very senior politician, who was also part of all this scheme to deny Raila and the people of Kenya justice. You see, she says that the story of 2007 election rigging is an old narrative. No, this is wrong. Then she's one of the people that are fighting for reforms. Which reforms? Yet you have refused to admit the fact that you bungled the 2007 election. So sometimes I don't know how leaders in this country, politicians, want to be that shameless. I wonder. Listen to what she said.
I saw a comment here by Smaller Server. Yes, Martha should know that if Raila had been given his win in 2007, which she denied, Kenya's history and present would likely be different today. Probability law supports his view. All of them are pointing to the 2007 general election.
2007 is a tired old tale by people who refuse to go back to the archives, because perhaps those are people who were not even there in 2007. The perpetrators of violence were taken to The Hague. two of them have been elected president of the country. The lone voice saying we must obey the law in 2007 was Martha Karua. That is the person you want the men involved in the atrocities to wipe off their bloody hands on her skirt.
You see, I always believe in one thing, that you can hide anything. You can do anything thinking that nobody will come to know what you did. But there is one thing that you will never hide, and that is the truth. You see, the truth cannot be hidden, just like the sun and the moon. The spirits of those people who died in 2007, the innocent people, have come to haunt those guys who took part in the massive rigging to keep Mwai Kibaki in power. You see, people like Alfred Mutua, they're now spilling the beans. They are spilling everything. The aid to Mutua is exposing everything that Mutua did. Look at, you see, the chairman of the Royal Media Services, he said it, that they took part in tampering with the figures to make Kibaki the president at all cost. People died in Kenya, which was quite unfortunate, just because an individual wanted to stay in power. And that has always been the culture in this country. You see, so when the likes of Apple Lomboya, the advocate of High Court Apple Lomboya, make a decision to file a petition so that these people face the law, these people are still alive, people like Mutua, then Kenyans should support him. You know, there are those Kenyans who are of different opinions. They say that these were already healed wounds. The wounds were already healed. So such a documentary has like revived these wounds. But you see, the truth will always remain the way it is. If election was bungled, if an election was rigged to keep an individual, and that is Kibaki, in power, and the people who did that, the guys who participated in that, have come out to confess to the public that it happened. You see, whether they say it directly or indirectly, we could read from their statements. Look at the former KBC CEO, Mr. Wahinye. Look at his body language. You see, anything you did that is evil will always remain to haunt you until that day you confess or you go to grave. And therefore, Kenyans should actually push for the for the arrest of these people, so that they are made to answer to the evil that they caused this country. You see, so that nobody will ever think of denying the people of Kenya their freedom, their rights to choose a leader of their own choice. It is quite unfortunate. You guys, if you have not watched this video, if you have not watched the documentary, you better go to YouTube and search it. It is there. You will come to learn a lot, that elections in this country, just like Raila said, none of them except the one of 2002 is or was actually genuine. We've never had a free and fair election in this country called Kenya, apart from the one that sent Nyayo home, the one in 2002. So Kenyans should not come out to criticize this documentary in any way, because we Kenyans, we always have this bad habit that when a given piece of information like that does not favor you, then you oppose it, you criticize it. But the reality is that Kenya is bigger than an individual. And you see, the kind of politicians we have are those who are always obsessed with their personal interest. You see, so it was Kibaki in 2007. You saw what happened in 2013. There were election rigging claims. 2017, a petition was taken to the Supreme Court, and you people, you know the outcome. It was that the election was not free and fair. You see, 2022, there were claims of election rigging. So we will not have any change in the electoral process if we don't actually put these people responsible to account for their evil actions that deny the people of Kenya their rights, their freedom to choose their own people or to choose the leaders they want. You see, even if we have the best electoral policies, if they're not implemented, I'm telling you, it will be a tradition. It's gonna be like a culture in our system whereby no election will ever be free and fair. And by the way, you see, election general elections actually consume a lot of taxpayers' money. You see, money that goes, billions of money, millions of money are actually used to conduct a general election in Kenya. So what is the point of conducting an expensive election in the name of democracy, yet it doesn't reflect in the real process? So thank you, NTV Kenya, for doing the Lord's work.